It's week 3 of NFL preseason action, so we start this week's Explore Tulsa with another great sport that'll have you hopping for more.
Then yummy soda that's good for you.
Followed by those born to fly.
Plus a new place to land.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thank you so much for making us a part of your week by joining us once again for this week's Explore Tulsa. Stevie, have you ever done any jump roping?
I actually do enjoy jump roping for exercise every now and then.
Did you ever jump rope competitively?
I had no idea they even had that, but I do enjoy the jump rope rhymes.
Okay, I have to ask, what's your favorite?
Birdie, birdie in the sky, what did you do that in my eye? Birdie, birdie in the sky. Gee, I'm glad that cows don't fly.
Luckily for us, the competition is more about performance, and Tulsa is home to 7-time world champion and 11-time Guinness World Record holder Peter Neslter.
Jump rope is kind of one of those slightly below the radar sports. So if you know about it, you find out about all the competitions and all the stuff that are in it. But if you're not part of that sort of world, most people would just never hear about it. The way my coach decided to run the team is he wanted it to be a competitive team. I tried out for the team, didn't make it. And then I spent that entire year on my own outside practicing, got on the team in 3rd grade. He definitely challenged us and pushed us. And through all that, we actually ended up winning 7 world championships. When I was in, I think 10th grade, I got offered a job after I graduated high school to go perform for a living. And at 16, I was like, you're actually gonna pay me to do this? And I was staffing at a camp, and this guy showed up, and he's like, yeah, you guys are really good, and I'd love to pay you to do this. So I went out and ended up working for him for about 6 months, and then after I finished up that job, I ended up moving into doing it professionally on my own. When we get into the jump rope world, we're talking about, okay, well, we're doing a side spin crisscross into an EB, behind the back thing, under the leg, and we're doing that while we're doing a quadruple under while you're turning or something. And most people just can't really wrap their head around what exactly that looks like. And so it's kind of hard to explain jump rope to people. So most of the time I'm just like, hey, just watch this video. It's a little easier to see what I do. About 2.5 years ago, I actually set my very first world record. I'd seen it probably about 5 years ago. I actually saw somebody breaking a jump roping on a unicycle record for a minute. It was a 12-year-old girl that set this record up in Minnesota. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, someday I'm gonna beat that one. And then about 2.5 years ago, I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna start breaking that record. And as I was training for that one, I was looking up some other records that were jump rope related, and I saw a few others. I was like, oh, I could do that one, I could do that one. And it just sort of started snowballing into doing more and more and more. And some of them will take me 2 to 3 months of training, and I'm out there 3 to 4 hours a day training for this stuff. So when you finally break it, it's almost, in a way, a little bit of a letdown, because you're just like, oh, that's it? And at the same time, for me, it's kind of that sense of accomplishment. You're like, hey, I was able to, push myself really hard to do something better than pretty much anybody else in the world can do this. So in the last about 2.5 years, I've broken 12 Guinness World Records, and one of them's gotten beaten, so I'm at 11 currently. I travel full-time. I spend probably about 9 or 10 months a year on the road traveling around the world. I've performed in all 50 states. I've done shows in around 22, 23 different countries. I've done stuff from school assemblies. I do some fairs, some church events, family events, a lot of different elements, kind of bring me in to do different programs. I think the thing I enjoy most is when I'm able to be out there and do more of an educational program, taking my show and showing what can be done with the jump rope, and also talking about what really goes into actually accomplishing that. I don't want to be just an entertainment show, but at the same time I do find that you can really get attention better if you do something where kids are like, oh, you're really good at that, and they kind of have that desire to say, I kind of want to be like you. At that point, that's where I kind of do the motivational thing, where I want them to kind of see that, hey, it's not about just being super talented, it's about the work ethic and the desire to really achieve something great. A lot of times kids these days, they're just like, if they can't do it the first time they try it, they just want to quit and give up, and they're like, oh, it's not for me. And I'm like, hey, just because you can't do it the first time doesn't mean you can't do it if you really stick to it and really work at it. I think finding that passion in life is one of the most important things that we can do. It was a lot of work, but in the end, for me, it's been so worth it because I love what I do and I love being able to take this and trying to get out and really sort of touch kids' lives and help them to see what they can do with their lives as well if they're really willing to put that same effort into it.
Did you see him jumping rope on a unicycle? Now I thought staying on a unicycle was tough enough, but jumping rope too?
To learn more about Peter and the school programs and shows he offers, visit jumpshow.net.
All that jump rope's got me a little thirsty.
Well, because we've worked so hard to get in shape by jumping rope, we probably benefit from drinking a soda that's good for you too.
Then I know who to call. Our buddy Jared Toy. Try one of his new ProPops sodas when we come back with more Explore Tulsa. Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zeller. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life and see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzeller.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zeller and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Hi, and thanks for continuing to hang out with us for more Explore Tulsa. Stevie, what do you have there?
Well, the boss is always on me to eat and drink healthier.
Oh, right. He introduced us all to drinking probiotic kefir water.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to make my own more flavorful, but I always end up with like prune juice. Yuck.
Maybe you should stock up on some from an expert. Jared Toy has had a great success making his probiotic popsicles tasty, and now he's bottled that great taste into a probiotic soda.
I call them zombies of the food world because what they're doing is really they're taking something that's dead, and they are creating life from the foods that you put into it. Most people are familiar with antibiotics. Probiotics are really the opposite. Antibiotics kill everything that's there. Probiotics are just, it's a living force or a living bacteria that's in your body. And what that bacteria, that probiotics do is they secrete enzymes, and as as you eat something, whatever that may be, the body has to break that down. So the probiotics secrete enzymes that in turn break down the sugars and the starches of the foods that you eat. And then that in turn makes it easier to digest. The problem that most people have is they don't have enough probiotics or enough living organisms to actually help break down the food. So I did a lot of research and found out about fermented foods. And so I just made it a pact and an idea that I was going to try to incorporate as much fermented foods into my diet as possible. So I started making everything, cheeses and breads and yogurts and all sorts of things that I ate. Started incorporating those in my kids, and my sons had asked if there was any possible way that they could maybe have some sort of dessert or something sweet with the probiotics. And the idea of the ProPops came when I just really started making the popsicles and putting the probiotics in the popsicles and letting things ferment, basically doing everything that I had, but just a little bit of a twist on the popsicles. The sodas came about, again, along that same line. This is a little bit longer process, but it's well worth it just because, again, you have a little bit more care and love is what I say from the sodas. But it really stemmed from just some health issues that I had, and a great way, in my opinion, to incorporate some good, healthy probiotics into your diet. It's kind of like this chemical process. They call me the mad scientist, but I like to see how the kefir grains react with certain fruits and vegetables, and add certain things just to create a sweeter beverage or a lighter beverage. So it's not adding just supplements to a drink, it's letting, again, these are all natural drinks that has brewed and fermented just like anything else. And the thing is that when you have a living product here, or a living bacteria, and you try to contain it, or you try to, package it, or whatever you want to do, generally it's not too happy about doing that. So, I had a lot of accidents and just things that just tasted absolutely horrible, you know, and eventually I had things that fermented too long that made like alcohol, and it was just this horrible experience. So, you know, the idea of having a fermented soda with a little bit of light effervescence, you know, naturally carbonated, for most people is just more conducive. The sodas have actually grown almost 3 times as much as the popsicles did in a full year's time, and I've only been doing the sodas for about 7 months now. And so I started with, you know, 15, 16 different flavors, but in trying to keep up with that was pretty time consuming. So I've really broken it down to 6 core flavors in a 6-pack generally that I sell it, but it's all 6 different flavors that, you know, you can have something like the root beer or the cola or the cherry cola, which most people are familiar with. And then we have something like a ginger ale that's, you know, very ambiguous really to anybody. And then I have 2 specialty flavors, orange hibiscus and a lavender lemonade that, again, you're not going to be able to find really anywhere else. I tell people I always sell out, so whatever I bring, I can't keep enough in stock. So, I mean, I'm pretty proud of it, and I think part of it is that, you know, you just have a good tasting product. You know, for a long time, Stevie, I was focused on the probiotic aspect of it, and I just remember I was talking to people ad nauseum about the probiotics, and sure, you're going to have the people that know what probiotics are, but most people probably don't, or whatever. They have an idea that this is a sour beverage or something that doesn't taste very good. Well, I've kind of worked through that, and I realized that they taste great. So now you put a good product there that tastes really good, that somebody can say, hey, this is like a soda or a pop, and oh, by the way, that it's healthy. The receptivity that I have has been greater than just trying to push it as a health product as well. I was talking to somebody yesterday. We were things that you're addicted to, and I'm really addicted to people liking my soda. So I'm very happy when people are happy and drinking sodas and realizing that it's healthy and having kids drink it and guzzle it. It's great. So I'm really happy about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can feel those little bacteria eating away at all that bad stuff right now.
It may not work quite that fast, but to learn more about all of Jared's latest products, look for Jared's ProPops on Facebook.
Now that we've covered a few things that are good for you, what do you say let's do something that's just plain fun?
Oh, what if we go out and fly RC craft with the Tulsa Gluedoppers?
Are you serious? Those guys and their planes are amazing. And they're next when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
Hi, my name is Randy. I'm with Video Revolution, Sales Associate and DirecTV Manager. Here to tell you today about some really good offers we have for DirecTV. Right now we're offering free equipment, free installation for up to 4 rooms. We've got a brand new Genie box that records up to 5 shows. Right now DirecTV also offers wireless boxes. So if you want to put a TV in a bathroom or out on a patio where we can't get wires, for $99 you can get up to 3 wireless boxes. Well, you have the Genie in the living room, and then you can get these little mini Genie boxes here, which you can put in your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th bedroom, and they all talk with the Genie and allow you to record in every room. But what's really nice is even if you've been recording in the living room, you can bring up your DVR playlist from any room in the house. Right now they have really good deals going on. The Choice package is $32 off a month for your first year. They're also going to give you 3 months free of all the movie channels, HBO, Starz, Showtime, and Cinemax. We also offer, with anything on the Choice and above package, you get the whole season NFL ticket for free. They have a lot of free apps now for your smartphones and your tablets where you can actually set your recorder. When you forgot to record your favorite show, you can actually talk to your phone and it's going to go to your favorite channel, record it for you. Come on down and see me. I'll be happy to go over some of the programming choices and what kind of great deals we can do for you.
If you're like me and always wanted to earn your wings behind the stick of an RC aircraft, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
As it turns out, Tulsa is home to the oldest continuously charted RC flying club in the country.
Yeah, we are. The Tulsa Gluedoppers even have their own airport and some of the sweetest aircraft you could ever imagine.
Those RC owners work very hard on their planes, but they're always willing to share when it comes to teaching others how to get it done.
I get nervous when I fly. I'm not a great pilot. I like doing it, but I'm not a great pilot. But personally, my big thing is building the airplanes. Tulsa Gluedoppers, we were founded in 1947, and we are the oldest continuously chartered club in the country. There are several hundred clubs in the country. We have in this club anywhere from 100 to 200 at any given time. We always encourage beginners to come out because we have flight training. We can get them on a buddy box and get them up flying where they don't have to worry about crashing an airplane.
The gentleman there had brought this plane from Europe and flew it, and he let me fly it. A model of this plane, and he was the distributor, and that hooked me. It's a replica, and it represents the exact scale representation as close as they could economically for the plane. So if you bought the real plane, it would look like this in almost every detail.
Growing up, I did not have any RC planes. I did have a control line plane that I taught my parents into buying me for Christmas one year, and I didn't really get back into the hobby until my wife got me in it about 11 years ago. She bought me a trainer. She got that for me for Christmas and kind of opened up the can of worms, and now I like to build all my airplanes.
Of course, there's a burden with it too. It takes about an hour to put it together. Because it assembles like the real plane, and 4 or 5 men did it at a field. This plane incorporates a full-scale mechanism to control the wings and the tail surfaces. So that means if you could sit in the cockpit, you could fly this plane without the use of the radio control.
What are we going to do?
I'm building a quarter-scale Fokker D7, which is like the red and white one back here behind us, but a little bit smaller than that. I've also got a third scale Sopwith pup that I've got right back here. And I like building the unusual aircraft, so if you get, the more unusual you get, the more I like it, but the problem with that is finding plans for one that wasn't widely used is a little tougher to do.
This plane was the first aircraft to have a machine gun that could shoot through the arc of the prop. And planes were difficult to fly back then, and we won't go into all the detail, but to manage the engine and the wing warping, the pilot didn't have time to aim. So with this type of mechanism, he just got the front of the plane pointed at the enemy, and he would be able to accurately shoot the enemy.
Warbirds are very, very popular for scale aircraft. We also have a lot of civilian scale aircraft in the club. But most of your scale aircraft in this area of the country anyway are warbirds, whether it's World War I bomb patrol type aircraft or the World War II airplanes. The other ones we have that's big in the club is a 3D aircraft. Planes like you see in the Red Bull races. Those planes are very acrobatic at the model size. All of our planes, most all of our planes, are far more power per weight than real aircraft. And so we can do things with the model airplanes that you can't do with the real aircraft. The radios are computerized where we can have up to 60 models of different airplanes set up differently in the same radio, and we just choose which model we're going to fly that day and match it with the airplane and then go fly. Fully half of it for me is building. The other half is camaraderie with the guys, and then if I get to fly, that's just gravy.
Those guys have the perfect setup. Grant Wilson Field is like a regular airport, and all of their planes were amazing. They asked me if you'd stop by and be a stewardess sometime.
You mean a flight attendant? To learn more about the Gluedoppers for yourself or see a schedule of their upcoming events, visit TulsaGluedoppers.com to find out more.
Next, step up from the Gluedoppers is the real deal where the big boys fly.
Ooh, the Tulsa International Airport did have a recent makeover of their own, and we get to take a peek next when Explore Tulsa continues.
It's summer blockbuster season at Video Revolution.
And everything is way bigger at Video Rev. The TVs are huge and the savings are massive.
Come in now and see the world's largest 4K curved TV with its 88-inch screen.
Save big with 4K TVs, now more than $1,000 less than ever before.
Or save mega dollars on a 65-inch Toshiba 1080p LED HD TV.
Bring the biggest stars into your home this summer.
With Video Rev's summer blockbuster of savings.
Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Through our time with Explore Tulsa, we found that the Tulsa International Airport has a very rich and interesting history. Heck, even Charles Lindbergh talked Tulsa into upgrading the airport back when he landed here in 1927.
The airport has changed a lot since the old McIntyre Field days, but today the new concourses have many amenities that are expected from modern day travel.
Tulsa International Airport originally opened in 1928. There was no building necessarily, it was just an airfield and a little what they call a tar paper shack that they called the airport, and it was actually located over off of Sheridan and Apache. In the 1960s, late 50s, early 60s, the community decided we are growing, we really need to think about building a new terminal building, and that's when the idea of this location and this building was formed. As activity grew here, we ended up having to add another concourse in the 1970s. And so that's really where we were when we started our terminal renovation program. We had an airport that had really grown with the times, but hadn't really been updated since the 1970s, other than the required maintenance that we needed to do. And so when we had to make some changes to the terminal because of 9/11 and the need to screen passengers and bags, we took that opportunity to modernize the look and feel of the airport. For a long time, airports were seen as a functioning required element in a community, but very sterile environments, very little personality to airports. And I would say in the past 20 years, airports have really tried to become more part of their community by reflecting the local community in the airport environment. And so back in 2002, when we were doing the planning for the new addition, we wanted it to be modern and sleek and reflect the sophistication of our community. So the big change is the availability of technology to everybody. I mean, when I first started, people didn't have cell phones here. I mean, that was 15 years ago. Our information desk was really the connection between the outside world and people in the terminal. Now everybody has a cell phone. So that's a big change. The expectation that there's connectivity in terms of wireless service at an airport. We provide free wireless service here in Tulsa because we know that's a service our customers utilize. Just with the addition of all the power outlets that we've added as part of our concourse renovation, we know people not only have cell phones, but they have tablets, laptops, all types of gaming systems, portable electronic devices that they want to use in flight. And so we try to meet those needs by providing just some basic services so that people have a more pleasant experience. All of our restrooms have been completely renovated. The #1 indicator of customer satisfaction that airports have control over is the restroom. And so we want to make sure our restrooms are modern and clean, and we were able to accomplish that with this project. Things like the temperature in the building, we want to make sure our customers are comfortable, and sometimes that's a little challenging in an airport because they'll prop open the doors that lead to the jet bridges when you're letting all the hot air in the summer and the cold air in the winter. So having a system that can balance that and make sure that it's a comfortable temperature in here is important. And then just in terms of lighting, the brighter the lighting, the more pleasant, the better mood people are in. And there are many studies that show that sunshine improves the mood of people. And so We took that and used it to our advantage with the addition of a skylight that runs the length of the concourse from end to end. It lets all kinds of light in during the day. It provides natural lighting so that we don't have to light the entire terminal all day long. We have daylight sensors in our lighting fixtures in our building management system. So when the sun is shining, you'll notice that we have many lights turned off or turned down. And then once the sun goes down, it brightens up the terminal building with the lighting that we have installed. So all kinds of things to make the terminal building more pleasant, but also more energy efficient. Well, I think the most important thing for all of us is we know that the airport is the front door to our city. We have people coming in, whether it's for a sporting event or it's for a business meeting. I mean, there are all different reasons that people come into our city, and we want their first impression when they get off that airplane to be a positive one. We want them to know we're a modern and progressive city, and I think that the new concourses reflect that.
And now at the new concourses, you can watch Explore Tulsa as it plays continuously all the time at the Explore Tulsa store. Yay us! Plus, Trish, did you see all the plug-ins and USB ports at the airport?
They have made it very convenient to fly today. And to learn more all about that is new and made to make flying easier, visit TulsaAirports.com.
I always get searched when I fly.
Why is that, Stevie?
They tell me I look too much like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. I'm funny how? I mean, like a clown? I amuse you? I make you laugh?
No, not really. And maybe you shouldn't talk that way at the airport.
Stick around. We'll be back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zeller here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zeller and Associates.
Hi, I'm Julie M.
Hi, I'm Melissa J.
And we are the owners of Hair Effects, a Paul Mitchell focus salon. And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Be sure and join us next week when we get trapped in a room with a zombie. Tulsa's newest escape game.
Special thanks to Peter Neslter for letting us learn more about competitive jump roping.
Thanks to Jared Toy for introducing us to his new Jared's ProPops soda. And to all the Tulsa Gluedoppers for putting on quite a show for us with their RC planes.
And to Alexis Higgins for taking us behind the scenes of the new concourse at Tulsa International Airport.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at ExploreTulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zeller and Associates.
Home of the two-pair deal starting at just $99 with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.